Oh, something I can go back. This is Otogi 2. On the Xbox One, this is a disc that is being played via backwards compatibility. I installed the 3.5 gigabyte disc. And once I downloaded it from the internet, I turned off the internet. I'm playing this game offline. This is actually a disc I bought maybe 20 years ago. Actually, I want to say it was about 18 years ago, something around then. Around the year 2004, when I had an Xbox. I think I still have an Xbox, original Xbox. This is one of the 3 games that I still own on my Xbox One. I think NBA 2K is one of them. And I got what's it called? Death Row, the Ubisoft game. I sold most of my Xbox games because I didn't really need them. And I had Panzer Dragoon Orta. I have a video on this channel for Panzer Dragoon Orta. Quality's not as high. Auto lock on. But I recorded that onto another external device that wasn't as good. It was like a DVD recorder, basically. It wasn't a good DVD recorder, but I managed to record that with a component video, so that was nice, I suppose. Of course we're going to use Japanese. What are you, nuts? This is a From Software game. I want to say the frame rate was never that great on the original Xbox game, but it's a From Software game. From Software games aren't about consistent frame rates. I mean, it's just not a priority. No. 2, 3, yeah, we'll just put it in 1. We're starting from the beginning anyway, we don't care. Yeah, this was a game that I kept around because I knew it wasn't backwards compatible yet, but I kept my Xbox specifically so I would have the ability to play this game at some point. Because it wasn't backwards compatible with the 360.
映画の明かしたる結界は砕け、人は汚れた外界へと放たれた。腐れた大地の上で生きる術を持たず、民衆はもはや無数の異形どもの糧となるより他なかった。もはや止めることはかなわぬと思われた人の世の落日。それを押しとどめたのは一つの宝珠の力であった。あまねく異形どもを灰と化し、地に満ちた汚れた檻を押し流す。白き随光を目にしながら、人々は再び1000年の映画に思いを馳せた。光に惹かれた者の目にその影が映ることはない。闇はまばゆい光の影に潜み、かりそめの平安を打ち破ろうと密かに帯同していた。
It's a really slow text crawl. I don't know what they're doing. No, well. From Software likes their deliberately paced games, don't they? Okay, are we done? I guess we're done. I'm also downloading a patch for a Warframe on the PlayStation 4, so we'll get to that later. That was a very long text scroll. I don't know what they're trying to do. Ugh, look at that blur and bloom. This is an original Xbox game, isn't it? Definitely looks like one. Super blurry. I don't know if this is... I don't have original... I do have original hardware. I'm just not... I need to fix the loading mechanism. Probably need to dump the rubber in some kind of alcohol or something so I can loosen it up. The loading mechanism's kind of busted. But it did work once. Didn't I see this in Naruto? Not that I ever saw this part of Naruto. Come on, it's like a nine-tailed fox. We know what's up.
Yo yaku shiki ni kanzuita ka. Toki wa jubun ni kaseida. この奥か。
Set the table a bit. Let's set the table a little bit. Unfortunately, I cannot invert the camera controls. If I hold up on the right stick, that goes down. If I hold down on the right stick, it goes up. I can't invert the x-axis. So if I press left on the right stick, the camera turns to the right. Hold right, and the camera turns to the left. Not a fan of that. It's gonna take a bit of getting used to. And games like Just Cause 2 came out, they fixed that. Or at least they allowed you to invert the camera, so it made more sense. But I think it was a Japanese thing. Developers were like, oh, people are accustomed when you hold right for the camera to go in that direction. I guess I never got used to it. So I'm glad that most video games that you just invert that axis, because I'm way more comfortable holding the stick to the left means the camera should turn left. It shouldn't sweep right. When I press left, I want to look left. That's what I mean. I want the camera to go left. I want to look in that direction. It's just my muscles are more attuned to that. So I'm gonna have to adjust to that. The B button is for a regular attack. The Y button is for a launcher. You can do infinite launchers, I think, with this character. Just keep pressing the Y button, you'll just stay in the air forever. As I recall. And I was able to do this when I first started playing the game, so apparently this is a known mechanic. Of course, there's a ceiling here, so there's some limit to that. You press the left trigger to lock on to enemies. Don't remember what the right trigger is for. And you press you press the left stick to recenter the camera if you need to do that. So let's see what else I can do while I'm here. We're gonna beat up those enemies. We don't have to fight these enemies, by the way. I have the auto lock-on turned on, so we should be fine. Yeah, you can knock enemies into the destructible environments. Yeah, so yeah, these pagodas. They aren't pagodas, but you know. The wooden poles disappear. You can jump with the A button, jump, double jump. And of course you can use our infinite launchers to stay in the air if you want. So you basically have infinite jumping. Which is one of the few things about this game I do remember. Where are we going exactly? There is a map, I guess. I'm just gonna follow the trail of broken wooden posts, so I go in the right direction, I guess. I did play Otogi 1, I want to say, back in the... can't leave. Maybe I should turn off the auto lock on. I remember playing Otogi 1 a while ago with like a giant crab, and it's like, okay, I ran away from the giant crab, and I completely lost interest in that game very quickly. I made a post on Usenet about it, and it's like, yeah, I don't remember liking the game. But I did like this one quite a bit, as I recall. I bought both games because I liked the first game so much. I wanted to see if I liked the second game so much. I wanted to see if the first one was good. I'm very curious how much of this game holds up. But the vibe was always cool.
Suetake. Sadamitsu. Kintoki.
Yeah, you can switch characters.
Tsuna. 光線のもとに祝す一片の月。祖に捧ぐはちはやぶる四天の御霊。祖に望む神錆びる霊言の刃。我先生あまねく霊血と霊宮によりてよみがえりたまえ来光。よくぞよみがえられた古の不術師よ。共に参ろうぞ。この者たちは未だ死したわけではありません。運命も魂もお預けしたのです。未だ目覚めきっておらず、まだ危ういあなたを守るために。血を嗅ぎつけたか。ちょうどよい。ライコ、あなたの力見せてもらいますよ。
Remember, this is the
容
play.
器を滅ぼしあなたの食材を果たすのです。
Yeah, this is the PlayStation 2 era, so
ミニアデルシ
not a lot of detail in these graphics.
あなたの体は自然に
A lot of flat textures and a lot of bloom.
されどこの写しようにおいて
So I press the Y button to, yeah, I can do that. What can I do in the air?
浮力なくして維持することは叶いません。
So you can do Z targeting. Lots of Z targeting in this era, too,
お
huh?
忘れなき
Early 2000s. I'm gonna have to turn off the auto lock, which is fine. We'll see how it goes. This character does not have infinite jumping, so keep that in mind. Left stick. Yeah, that's how you do 180 degree turn, I guess. So I can't change the button setup from here. Oh well. We'll get to that. We'll change it later. Is there one more enemy I need to fight? Yeah, I guess we're done. Oh, sorry, I pressed the X button for magic. I don't want to use that just yet. Yes, light fog. That's fine, I guess. Lots of bloom. That's alright, I guess. The blur is not particularly good. It just makes it just smears everything. It does not make the graphics look better. It doesn't make the movement look better. It just makes everything look smeared. Not a fan of it. But again, consider the era. This is what we had to deal with, kids.
未だ容器が残っております。
Okay, fine. So just walk around and kill everything. I can deal with that. This is exactly as hard as Dark Souls. The combat here is reasonably fluid, but it's not like You have I mean, obviously, unlike a Dark Souls game, you can actually jump. Like I say, you can do infinite jumps. Imagine a From Software game where you can jump, for crying out loud. But yeah, Elden Ring. So we finally figured it out after 15 years. From Software finally figured out how to make a jump attack that works. Finally figured out how a jumping system works in a video game. But yours, the vibe was different. The vibe's about you being sort of overwhelmed in Dark Souls games, of course. This isn't really that same vibe. Is there an easy way to confirm where it is? I think this is the kind of game that could be remastered. But I mean, it might if it doesn't improve the story, they should at least. There's the thing: you don't just want to do this game in 1080p. I think this particular game is in 720p, and they're just up. Actually, it's not even 720p. It's like 480p, I think. Yeah, this game has a VGA resolution, 630 by 480. I want to say that's what it is. And they're upscaling it to 960 by 720. Which is fine for a game like this, I would argue. I mean, the art style is made for standard definition, CRT, fatback televisions. There he is. I was about to say, where's the demon? I think that's actually a problem with this game, because you have to hunt down the last character and kill it. Like in an old Warframe extermination mission. You had to hunt down every enemy inside an area back then. They changed it. Just let me know if I get more interesting characters. You introduced me to like 4 of them, right? Level's gone up. Yeah, I think you can farm the same areas for experience. I say some of these missions might be timed. I don't remember. Destroyed. Yeah, I didn't destroy enough objects. Boo. Okay, we're done. Okay, so how do I save? Mine's been added to the shop. Havoc mode sounds cool. Yeah, so we're gonna have to configure controller. Give me a second. We have to turn off the options. I have to turn off the auto. Well, it's not here. I really wish I could invert that right stick camera. I gotta... just a second. Turn off the auto lock on. Auto lock off. Yeah, can't change anything I want at this point. So we have a ground zero save and we have this save. So give me a second, I'll figure it out.